So we just got word from the Division 2 that they are going to be live streaming next Monday, February 27th, going over the details of Season 11 Reign of Fire, which means Reign of Fire is actually going to begin next Tuesday. Therefore, in today's video, I'm going to be going over a few things I'm focusing on between now and when Season 11 begins. Some of you reached out to the channel asking what you should really try to get done between now and then, so today I just want to pass along a few recommendations. What's up, my YouTube family? Welcome back to the Gaming Brigade, and today's video is going to be a quick one as I just want to go over what the game has just said, as well as a few of the things I'm going to be working on between now and Season 11, like I just mentioned. Now, if you happen to be new here, feel free to hit that subscribe or join button. If you enjoyed this, you could hit that like button as well, and we are having a giveaway for a PlayStation 5, but I will go over those details at the end of the video. Now, you can see the tweet that the game just put out, and they said the following: save the date on February 27th, we will go live to discuss what to expect from Season 11 Reign of Fire, which is set to be released on February 28th. And then they leave a link to where the actual live stream is going to be. Now, for those of you that are not on Twitch and you'd rather see it on YouTube, I'm going to do my best to try to live stream it here at the channel. It all depends on what my morning's like that day. I will keep you posted, but worst case scenario, I will bring you a news breakdown later in the day. And that's really all the information we have on Season 11 at this point. So right now, I'd like to go over two of the main things I'm focusing on between now and next Tuesday, one of which being my expertise level, and a great way to level up is jumping into Countdown. So for me, what I wind up doing is choosing a targeted loot in which I do not have a lot of items proficient in that category as yet. Today I'm focusing on assault rifles. And a quick shout out to Two Shots, One Chaser. I see you, buddy, running with that hardcore character. And another shout out at the end of the Countdown run, Spaz12. My character went down. You totally saved me. So thank you for not making this run of Countdown a total waste of time. Now, I've talked about this before, but one of the main reasons I enjoy running Countdown so much is you are going to stack so much loot in a very, very short amount of time. So for me, what I want to make sure I do, and this is something I recommend as well, is make sure you check your backpack before you jump into Countdown. You want to make sure you have at least 45 to 50 inventory spaces available because you will be picking up so much loot. Now, at that point, you break it down to junk, you donate it to the expertise. And you can see from that footage from one round of Countdown, I went from 90 to 1-on-1 on my level progression. So again, we all know this is an insane grind in the game, but it happens to be one of my favorite ways to do it and get a lot of loot in a short amount of time. Next, my friends, we're going to talk about the General Anderson mission and the fact that right now in the game, and most of you know this, but if you farm it on any difficulty whatsoever, you're going to get a random exotic to drop at the end of each run. Now, to the best of my knowledge, when Season 11 begins, they're not going to take the Anderson mission away. However, we have no idea at this point if they're going to change the fact that you get that random exotic at the end of each run. So in my opinion, now is the time to take advantage of it, because we all know in this game, anytime something is a guarantee, you definitely want to farm it as much as you can. Which now, my friends, brings me to the topic of farming in the Dark Zone and why now is the time to get used to the areas to jump in. And there are two reasons. First of all, as most of you know by now, they're going to be introducing two raid exclusive items into the DZ, and they can drop in any Dark Zone as targeted loot. They are the Eagle Bearer and the Ravenous. And they're also including the Bighorn as well, which as of now is a legendary exclusive, but again, that will drop in the Dark Zone as contaminated loot. And to be clear, all three of these items can drop in any one of the Dark Zones, and no matter what the targeted loot on that day is, they will always be contaminated, so there's no way to get one to drop without the contamination being attached to it. Which brings me to my next point, which is right now in the game, and most of you know this as well, but one thing I've been talking about is making sure you take the time to farm right now in the Dark Zone, and the reason for that is because targeted loot right now in the Dark Zone is not contaminated. Now, the game has said, but this goes back to October, that they decided to keep the targeted loot uncontaminated for the time being in the Dark Zone. But my friends, I have no idea if that is going to change with Season 11, so right now, if you are looking for a DZ exclusive, now's the time to farm, because like I said, it's not contaminated, which means when you pick it up, it goes right into your backpack. Now, as I start to wrap this video up, I want to touch base on a few more things really quick. First of all, we're talking about quality of life improvements, and I really hope with Season 11 they drop a lot of stuff in. I have a feeling we are going to hopefully see some major changes in the Dark Zone, and more importantly, major crashing issues that a lot of players are dealing with, primarily on PC. Now, the game has said they are going to continue to make these quality of life changes. We do not have any details on what Season 11 is going to bring us as yet, and my hope is on Monday that we receive that information. And not only that, I have 1,000 other questions. What's going on with the Ninja Bike backpack? Is that going to be introduced when Season 11 drops? Is it going to be locked behind the main target? What's going to happen? So as always, my friends, once I have that info, I will pass it along. And if you have any other questions, comments, or feedback, please let me know. With all that being said, I'm going to start to wrap this up. One friendly reminder for those of you that are still trying to get the Chill Out Mask, the Holiday Loot Goblin is still in the game. You will see at the end of this video. I farmed this morning. I didn't get the mask, but again, he can drop one of 3 items. And I'll show you my favorite spot to farm over and over again. All you do is you hit up the spot you'll see in a moment, log out of the game, log back in, rinse and repeat, and hopefully you get what you're looking for. As I mentioned at the beginning of the video, we are having a giveaway at the channel. The current one is for a PlayStation 5. To enter, all you need to do is subscribe here or follow on Twitter, and the winner will be announced May 4th of this year. On that note, I'm going to let the rest of the video play out. However, I want to take a moment as always and thank you all for your incredible support of this channel, and remind you, if you happen to be new here, feel free to hit that subscribe or join button. If you enjoyed this, you could hit that like button as well, but most importantly, take care of yourselves, be kind to each other, and we will talk to you soon. Thanks again, everyone.
Let's see what these guys have got.
Safe area detected.